Here I will give you a quick guide on how, why and when to implement the seated overhead press without back support into your training. The seated overhead press without back support is exactly what it sounds like. It's a seated overhead press where the surface you are sitting on does not provide back support. This forces your core to work harder than on a regular seated overhead press and limits the degree to which you can twist backwards and get help from your upper chest into a movement, while also limiting the leg drive that can come from a regular standing overhead press. Personally, I think this exercise is the king of upper body pressing movements, as it's straight and comes with a good range of motion. To do a seated overhead press, start with a weight that is around 80% or so of what you will use in a similar set for a standing overhead press. Meaning, if you're planning to do sets of 5, then you take about 80% of what you will use for a set of 5 on the standing overhead press. Then, all you have to do is sit on a bench press and set the rack around mid-chest. From there, unrack the bar using the same grip as you would on a regular overhead press. Push yourself a little bit backwards with your legs so that you can open some room to press from. And then get your feet fixed on the floor. From here, take a big breath, push the air to your belly, the Valsalva maneuver, and push the bar up, and lock it out. Lower the bar onto your shoulders and let the air out and repeat the process. Make sure your feet are fixed on the ground. I recommend you use the bench press rack supports to anchor your feet, if you feel like you are sleeping. Add this during your volume days for the upper body. Do this after your bench press or as a first exercise if the overhead press is your main goal. I recommend you work with 3 to 5 moderate sets of 5 to 8 reps if you are using it for your bench press, or with 3 to 5 low sets of 3 to 6 reps if you are using it to build your overhead press. If you are going to mix this with other vertical or semi-vertical presses like an incline bench press in the same session, I recommend you use higher rep range for the other presses, as this is an exercise that might drain your pressing strength a bit. This one is more so of an accessory for the overhead press than the bench press, but strengthening your shoulders and triceps can help if you have issues in the mid-range of the bench press, especially if your grip is relatively narrow. It can make a better variation than the standing overhead press because it takes a little stress off the lower back and removes nearly all the leg drive, allowing you to build raw strength from your shoulders and triceps. Hopefully you got something out of this little quick video, and if not, well, I'm sure I will post something useful sometime in the future, so feel free to subscribe. See you next time.